And weather always impacts what happens with the construction here in town. Thankfully, they've been, pretty lucky, pretty fortunate as far as the weather goes with the construction for the most part. But it's been a very busy construction season.
And we have so many more projects that do start today. 3 are in Manitou Springs, 1 is in Colorado Springs, 1 is in Falcon, and the other is just south of the Colorado Springs Airport. KRDO 13 Scott Harrison, the Road Warrior, is live in Manitou Springs this morning with more on the work happening there.
Yeah, guys, good morning again. Well, although some of these projects we're telling you about start today or later this week, the rain that we had yesterday and that we're expected to get today, that might delay the schedules a little bit, so bear that in mind. But behind me, we're at the intersection of Becker's Lane and El Paso Boulevard in Manitou Springs, and the projects that are going to be going on here in Manitou are more utility projects because they involve installing fiber optic cable, though they will affect some streets and sidewalks. We have daytime video to show you some of the other projects starting this week, and they're more of the traditional street and road construction projects. In Colorado Springs, for example, probably the biggest of all these projects, the intersection of Hopeful Drive and South Blissful Circle. That's just east of the Academy Austin Bluffs intersection. That's going to close for a month. Crews are replacing a storm sewer line there, and that's part of an extensive drainage upgrade we've been telling you about through the Templeton Gap floodway. The new closure requires a crew working 24 hours to keep drainage flowing through that area around the construction and to ensure that pumping for that purpose doesn't get too loud for the surrounding neighborhood. Meanwhile, in Falcon, the west entrance into the new Falcon Marketplace at the intersection of Meridian and Eastonville roads, that's going to close for a week to install a water line to serve future development north of that marketplace. Drivers, however, can still access the new stores over there at 2 points near the closed intersection. And finally, the extension of an existing water main will close Fontaine Boulevard, the east end of it, at the Powers and Mark Scheffel intersections for 2 days. That extension is going to serve a new development north of Fontaine Boulevard. Now, the good news about these projects is that they're going to be spread out between today and the end of the month, and all the work's going to be done during the daylight hours. So again, if you're going to be driving through these areas, walking through these areas, or if you live in these areas, just bear in mind that some streets and sidewalks and shoulders along the streets will be affected by this work. We are live in Manitou Springs. I'm the Road Warrior, Scott Harrison for KRDO 13.
All right, Scott, thanks so much for being out there. Do you have any traffic and road news tips or questions you want Scott to look into? Be sure and email him, roadwarrior@krdo.com.